Hey guys, and welcome back to Smart Money Minds. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about where Chinese tech stocks might be giving a trend change soon. I got a lot of requests about Chinese tech, so I'm going to be diving into it and just letting you know which ones are the weakest, which one are the weakest and the strongest, how we're going to play these specific names, and what we should be looking for, and what are the names I'm really going to be focusing on in the next coming days. Since last couple of weeks where I did my last Chinese tech stock video, not much has changed about the sentiment. We still have overhang regarding the antitrust rules, and there's possible delisting, and those things are still driving the prices down. But we have seen that a couple of Chinese tech stocks reversing, and the 4-hour and daily uptrends are starting to come back. I'm also seeing articles like this coming out that may signal a sentiment change. So we got JP Morgan adding on some Chinese internet stocks, and that helps because institutions, you see, are starting to buy back up these stocks. And hopefully more of these stocks will start building the uptrend on the daily and hopefully back on the weekly. So let's take a look at a couple of stocks that were leading the way. So I was looking at BABA and Baidu, and those are two of the biggest tech companies in China right now. We saw JKS, which is a solar panel company, and their strong bull volume is coming in. And we got a JD, which is having a daily trend change as well. So let's look into the charts here. So our first on the list is BABA. What I really like about this chart is this is a possible ABC consolidation on the Elliott wave, but look at this range right here, around 200, 210 range right here. It's been settling from all the way back from 2019. We have a support zone at 2011. We have a 204, 208, 208 double bottom here. And then look at what's happening here. We're starting to get a possible bullish trend change from this bigger falling wedge on the daily, which is a reversal pattern. We're seeing that it's coming off this bottom. It's got increasing bull momentum, bull volume coming up here. It's coming back down. I don't really like this too much, but it is back testing this upper trend line area. We could potentially see this, and then we can start moving back up, and then we can look on the weekly and see a potential weekly trend change for continuation. The next chart is Baidu, and Baidu, look at the weekly support and resistance area of confluence here. Look at this. This is very interesting, where in this range here in 2016, 2017, it basically had a giant equilibrium all within this range, which this was the mean, right around here between 170 to around 180, and then it popped up and it kind of settled back in. It went below, and now it made another pop up and back to settling in this range. So this is acting as a very strong support zone for this chart. And if we dive into the week or in the daily time frame, 174, 176, 182, we are looking at a potential bullish trend change here. And look at the bull volume compared to the bear volume here on this move up. So there's a potential once again on the back test, and we can go. The next one I'm looking at is JKS. The reason I'm looking at this is look at this initial bull move, okay? It popped up, and now we're consolidating all the way back down to the 0.786. It had a falling wedge here, but once again, looking at this range, 34 to 37 here is acting as a strong level of support. And what I really like is the bullish volume pushing up here. We're developing on a shorter time frame a falling wedge again here on the 8-hour time frame. So this actually looks really good for a continuation play. Looking even closer, look at the bear volume. It's very low and non-existent. So this will be one of my top watches. And lastly here, we have JD. Once again, we have an area of confluence, strong resistance or support zone here. So we're actually hitting that strong resistance zone around the $80 range, and it's consolidating. But what I am seeing is that there is a potential uptrend here and a potential ascending triangle in this range. So it could continue, push closer here, where it goes within, starts tightening up in this range, hits the resistance zone, and every time we hit the resistance zones, there's less sellers and less sellers until we get a breakout like that. So is it time to get excited for these stocks? What I am still seeing is that there is no true buying volume yet. If you look at BABA, the weekly downtrend still is intact. There's a good support zone, but there's no volume like previously. And Baidu is doing the same thing. The daily uptrend has still not confirmed yet. And looking at BABA, I'm talking about this sort of stuff. Like, we want some sort of volume increase to try to drive up the prices. Right now, there's not that much volume involved. Baidu as well, the volume is just not quite there. While as we see increasing bull volume in this range, right now we're just kind of staggering around in this range down here, and it's nothing too exciting yet. And I got 4 other stocks that I watched which are still weak, and it could trade sideways for a while. So we got VIPS, IQ, TAL, TME. So let's take a look at these charts here. We got TME. Look at the volume, it's just quite low, not much is going on, it's just trading sideways. It could be forming a tighter equilibrium here, so there's not too much exciting movements moving around in this zone. It does have a good support zone at $14, which is holding, but there's no bulls to buy it up. VIPs here, we have a range where it actually broke down from the 0.786, so it's quite weak. It could retrace 1-to-1 and give back its entirety of its move. But let's look at the daily chart here and potential bullish move. Right now, this trend line, it pushed down, it broke over it, but no volume once again. IQ doing a similar pattern, $14. This got overextended at 12, and now it's pushed up. There is a mild daily uptrend right over here, right here. So it looks decent, but we're looking back here. Maybe it could come back to support, but we'll have to see where the volume goes. And lastly, TAL. I've been watching this for an oversold bounce for the longest time on the weekly as well, and I was expecting it to bounce around this $20 zone. I made a couple of swing trades on it, and I made some small gains on it, but it keeps giving back. Look at this, $20 on the 1 hour time frame. It looked up, it hit 26. So let's look from this move here, let's say 30 to 26, hit the golden pocket basically at the 0.618, and then basically went right back down to $20. So not much excitement going on. And look at the bear volume. The red bars are still very, very large compared to the green. So looking at the charts that I just showed you, how can we play these opportunities? We see a couple of clear double bottoms, triple bottoms on some of these names. Those could be really good stop out points, as the uptrend is still not confirmed on these stocks. We are still considered playing counter trend right now, because the uptrend is not there on a lot of plays on the daily or the weekly. The volume isn't confirming any of the bull plays. So there's more risk. Maybe we need to stop out a couple of times before hitting a true bottom for a jackpot win. Excuse saying this jackpot win. It's supposed to be jackpot win. So I still have a couple of top watchers. JKS is definitely one of them. BABA and Baidu, I'm watching them because they are probably the biggest tech companies in China. JD has a confirmed uptrend, and Bili here, BILI, let's take a look at that chart. Why I would be playing BILI here is looking at this falling wedge. This falling wedge broke out bullish on the weekly and the daily. We're in a steady uptrend right now on the daily. And look at the give back compared to some other names. So let's say we pull a Fibonacci here from 40 to here. It came right down to the golden pocket and continued to push back up. So this stock actually has a lot more bullish potential than something like TAL, where it looks like this, right, on the weekly. So BILI is something that we want to consider, and it had 3 green weeks, 1 red week, and we're looking at potential of maybe a slow melt grind up back to an all-time high. So in the comments below, let me know what your top watchers are for Chinese tech. Maybe it's something I missed, I haven't talked about. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what your game plan is as well. And if you enjoy more of these videos about Chinese tech, the stock market, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then we'll see you guys next time.